So this is my main bus wire. It's 30 foot long and 12 gauge wire, which is recommended for lengths that are 30 foot long. That's what the track planner told me to use, so that's what I used. The recommendation from NMRA is to use red and white, which I did not use because my buddy's an electrician and he had black on hand, and I already had white, so that's what I'm using. And also another recommendation is to use a snubber, which is something that helps regulate the spikes in electricity going through it. So they recommend to use a snubber at the end of the line. Now, to illustrate what the snubber looks like, I have another magazine for Model Railroader, and that is what they say to do at the end of your 30 foot line. I did twist my wire, and another recommendation is to twist it 3 times every foot. I didn't do that. I just twisted it, and I also kept it loose so I'll be able to put the connectors in between the lines. So if you twist it too tight, then it's going to be hard to get your suitcase connectors or whatever you choose to use to connect your feeders to your main line. Alright, this is the power cab power panel for the NCE system. Got all electronics right there. You got your power, and then you got this is where your wires come in from your bus, and also this is to go to another UTP panel. So I'm going to place it right here. So what I'll do is get the holes right here. I'll put a mark here, and then down here. And then also what I want to do is one second. This is the back of the power panel, just as I showed before, but I took out the doohickey, and I got some wire. I had this wire laying around. Again, it's not the red and black how it's supposed to be, but this is going to go from my power panel to my bus wire, which is only about 2 or 3 inches away from each other. So, but something I just wanted to go over with you is I wasn't sure what size these were because there's no writing on this one. There's writing on this one, but nothing on the black one. So the way I figured out what it was is I took off the sheathing here, and I took my wire strippers and I put it through one of the holes. Let's try and see here. There we go. And it ended up being 14 gauge. So all I did was take the sheathing off, put it in the 14, and it fit perfect. So now that's a 14 gauge wire. I did the same with the black one. So I got 2 14 gauge wires that are going to go from my power panel to my bus wire. Can you close the door? Hey, can you close the door? Thank you. So what I'm going to do is, obviously my black is going to go to my black on the wire bus, and the green is going to go to the white. So I'll just slide these in here. This is probably 14 gauge is probably the thickest that you're going to get into this little doohickey. So I'll make sure those are all the way open. As I mentioned before, my bus wires are 12 gauge, and I tried fitting them in here and it wouldn't even come close. So 14, and then anything smaller than that will probably work. Confirming that this is probably the thickest that you're going to be able to put in there. Okay. So I had to go off camera a little bit to finagle it a little more, but it'll work. I'll take my super small flat screwdriver, and then all I'll have to do is put it into here, and it says, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but right there it says track. So I'll plug it in like that, and then I'll connect the wires to the track bus. So here's back at the hold, and these right here are feeder wires coming from the track right there, which just so happen to line up right with it, but it won't be in the way. So I'm going to take my wires and feed this through here, the doohickey, and I'll just plug it right in to where it said track. Slide that in there. This doesn't come with screws for here, but I found ones that were pretty close to here, so they'll look like they did come with them. Now I didn't put it in very tight at all, just kind of snug up against there. What you would call hand tight with a electric drill. Alright, so now we're looking underneath the layout, and these are my green and black wires coming out of the power panel. And we're going to try to do something here a little different. This is my main bus wire, nice and loosely. So what I'm going to do is take this out. I'm going to take off the sheathing. Let's see if this works on camera. I'm going to solder the wires to my bus wire here. So I'm going to try to take out a chunk right here. Got a light on my blade. So I can see what I'm doing in a situation like this. That works better than I figured it would. Do the same to the black. Alright, now I got two bare spots there on my bus wire. I'll take this green one, wrap it around. Put some flux on there. Okay, that's in there. Take my black wire, do the same thing. Once it's all soldered, I'll plug it back in, just like that. Alright, now I got it all soldered up. I got my green wire soldered to the white, black soldered to black. I also got these feeders that were close. I just soldered them right to the same point. This is 6 inches. It's a little tight for what I got going on here. So maybe make them a little bit longer than 6, which I'll do on my next tracks. Here's my other section. This is on one side of the turnout. This is the other side of the turnout. And then here's another one. And that ended up being right at the beginning, so it worked out perfect. So that is a quick look at the finished product. And these green wires and black wires go right into the back. And then here's the power that goes to this power wart right here. So this is what I showed before. The capacitor and resistor in a series will help dampen any distortion on the DCC system. And it's recommended that after about 30 feet of wire, you put these on the end. So I do have 30 feet right here. And I'll make it look a little neater, but just to show everybody what it is and what it looks like. That's at the end, and on the right side here, that's the beginning of the line. I just have a big loop, and they're not connected, as is recommended also. So this capacitor and resistor series is recommended for NCE systems, so which I have, and there it is. So thank you. All right, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something, and remember, when you're soldering wire, make sure the wire is hot before you put the solder on. I had some issues with that. I tried to solder before the wire got hot, so lesson learned for me. And so thanks for watching. We're going to go over my next few videos are going to be reviews on the locomotives I have. So thanks for watching, and make sense if you don't think about it.